What's up, the squad? Back with another video. You already know what's going down. Before we get in the video, make sure y'all email me LifeWithRecklezz@yahoo.com for more videos for me to check out, or DM me on Instagram, LifeWithRecklezz. Make sure y'all go follow me on Rumble, LifeWithRecklezz. Talking a little fast today. So look, dropped a video yesterday, and it was about what's going on with these camps and stuff like that. Obviously, I had to change the title and stuff. And then day before, did another video, and I got this video sent of two journalists, whistleblower, saying what's going on with this. I have to watch what I say too. I know I can't speak too much on these things, but I have to watch what I say. And then I had seen this, I had seen this video, and I definitely had to check it out. But without further ado, I'm gonna stop talking and let's get in the video.
Well, now to some breaking news from the southern border and the child trafficking story that we've been covering here extensively on the show. Illegal immigrant children being kept in concentration camps in America. This is a phrase that I never thought would come out of my mouth. That's right, these children with no parents, not allowed to go outside, all of this happening while the Biden administration, the Governor Greg Abbott administration, ignoring the situation. Our next guest spoke to a whistleblower at a secret child concentration camp facility in Texas and joins us now. Welcome back to journalist Michael Yon and Ann Vandersteel, host of Right Now with Ann Vandersteel. And Ann, welcome to the show for the first time. Good to see both of you.
Thank you, Clayton.
Thank you, Clayton. The things that we've been seeing are over the top. For instance, 2 nights ago, Ann and I and the rest of our team were out with a whistleblower who used to work in these facilities, and he also served as an escort. So they actually take these children and fly them around the United States, such as to New York and many to Florida. And often, interestingly, many of the escorts are 19, 20, 21 years old, and they're staying with children up to 5, even 10 children. When it's 5 children, it's often just one escort, like a young man with teenage girls or boys, that sort of thing. And sometimes they stay over.
And I definitely wanted to, the last video, react to the last 2 videos. What's to say that they're not doing nothing, And it's crazy because I didn't think about that at first. These young kids are getting sent, here, there, and I'm trying to watch what I say, to different homes. Say they like what sponsors the foster homes or whatever. And that's one thing I was thinking about. Dang, like something happened, but these escorts being young and stuff, what's to say? And I seen somebody had actually went to jail for, something happening with, a minor. But it's like crazy.
A young man with teenage girls or boys, that sort of thing. And sometimes they stay overnight in hotels together when their flights are delayed or whatever. And often they're delivering these to home, these children of mixed race. So it's not like it's like, it'll be boys and girls sometimes from different countries that are being delivered to affluent homes in places like Florida. And so this is very interesting. We're all over this. We're looking into it deeply. In fact, we're going to head to Florida soon and look more deeply into it. But Ann saw a lot of things that I didn't see as well.
The part that was so...
Yeah, tell me what you saw while you've been, over the past few days, at a Walmart facility, speaking with these whistleblowers. We have images here and videos that you guys have sent. There's sort of a checkpoint. You pull up to an old Walmart, and there's a checkpoint to even get onto the premises. Just tell me what you saw, Ann.
Well, what's so frankly deeply disturbing on all of this is the fact that you have corporations like Walmart that are now turning their closed facilities. Remember, we lost a lot of businesses during COVID, and most of the ones that survived were the Walmarts and the Home Depots. But in fact, Walmarts did close all over the country, and they're being rehabbed into these facilities that house up to 5,000 migrant children in one building. So you can imagine the conditions where they're not even allowed outside. And you have the parking lot cordoned off right there in the open where other businesses and retail pads are still open. And people know what's going on in the community. They're aware that they're holding all these migrant children. You have security that when you pull up and you pull out cameras.
So look, I do got a question though.
And
I do got a question I don't want this, to come off as a dumb question, but these people that's owning these Walmarts, because I know it's, the people that's owning the Walmarts, are they still owning these Walmarts, or are they getting bought? How is that working? I wonder, how is that working? because it's not just from one person, like all the Walmarts, right? Like it's, I'm just confused on like how this whole operation even took place. I don't know. I just got so many questions like about this.
And security guards appear everywhere and start to surround you to make sure you're not videotaping these facilities, which are right out in the open. Southwest Key Programs is one of the non-governmental organizations that I've been tracking for about 3 years now. And they are known to not only be paid publicly by the government, hundreds of millions of dollars per year, but they're also taking that money and financing the coyote cartels.
So they getting bought out.
These children in, and they prefer the younger the better because they get more money per child the younger the child is. They're also funding the lobbyists, which are then, of course, greasing the politicians to encourage the policies and laws that are delivering the open border nightmare that we are witnessing today. It's changing the face of our country. It's burdening the taxpayer. Crime is through the roof. And frankly, Governor Abbott shut the border during COVID, Clayton. He could shut the border right now. Instead, he's visiting with the mayor of McAllen, Texas, having big, summits down here in McAllen, Texas, congratulating McAllen for their tax revenue growth in the retail sector. And they're encouraging paving over agriculture so that they can expand the international bridge into Mexico and bring in the fruits and vegetables from Mexico over and above the Made in USA label. So all of this World Economic Forum agenda is playing out right here on the southern border, and Texas is going to lose their electoral college if this progression changes. But again, frankly, it's at the expense of the children, which is the real profit center for these NGOs and frankly for the federal government becoming the largest human trafficking purveyors in the world.
I know when we say that, right, we say the United States government is the largest purveyor of human trafficking in the world. We certainly know the accusations leveled against the CIA as being actively involved in this. And here you have these facilities hosting 5,000 children in old Walmarts with guards and guard gates. I'm looking at this Welcome to the South Key Programs guard gate that when you pull up, they're watching you.
And if you want to see like pictures from like the inside, like I'm pretty sure they have like pictures like on Google and stuff, if those are the correct pictures. But the pictures that I seen, like it was like crazy, like it looked like a jail inside of there. I'm not even joking. Like it looked crazy in there.
This is unbelievable that this is happening in America. What is the response from the Biden administration when you bring this to Secretary Mayorkas or any other member of the Biden administration?
I'm glad you brought up Secretary Mayorkas, Clayton, because
the Biden administration literally is enabling it. Like it's on go. Like that's crazy.
A team of researchers has done a deep dive, led by an attorney, Todd Callender, who's actually got a case in front of the 10th Circuit, taking it to the Supreme Court, questioning the validity of these vaccines and what it does to your sovereignty based on the 13th Amendment. Setting that aside, this team has uncovered the fact that Secretary Mayorkas and every member of the Biden administration, including Kamala Harris, including federal judges, including U.S. Attorney Matthew Graves, all have deficient, defective, or non-existent oaths of office on file. What do I mean by that? When you swear to uphold and defend the Constitution, you have to do two-part process. One is 5 U.S.C. 3331, where you put your hand on the Bible and raise your right hand and swear to uphold the Constitution. And part 2 is 5 U.S.C. 3332, where it must be presented in a written format, notarized, and kept on file within 30 days of taking public office. These people are deficient, defective, or non-existent when it comes to that second part of the oath, which then...
Okay, Ann. And putting her demo down.
People are deficient, defective, or non-existent when it comes to that second part of the oath, which then begs the question, to whom do they really have an allegiance? Are they even up for treason based on the activities they're engaging with this open border policy? And of course, just the abuse of these children is unfathomable what's going on right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, treason. That's a great point, Ann. Michael, when you talk about what's happening with these children and the travesty that's unfolding, you talked about where these children are being shipped to. They're being housed here. What is the facility?
And he said something about New York and Florida, but I feel like honestly, like those are like the big spots. I feel like it's everywhere in the United States. Me personally, that's just how I feel though. Like a lot of people, because I had seen the other interview with somebody saying, it was Carlos. Carlos was saying, and I got to be careful with saying his name. I know he's already out there in East Net, but prayers up to Carlos and prayers up to I'm pretty sure his name is Michael and Ann. for coming out and saying this because it takes a strong soul to do that. But I had seen that Carlos, he was saying that depending on, if the people in Florida, the sponsors or whatever in New York don't really want those, the kids, then they send them somewhere else. Especially when there's no adults involved, no parents involved, no legal guardian. Send them somewhere else. So I think those are like the two main places. But that's just me personally speaking. The when they said Florida and New York, but I think that it's everywhere around the United States. There's so many people. I just think those are the two hot spots.
Facility then that's moving these children from these abandoned Walmarts to homes in New York and across the country. Who's doing this?
Well, for instance, Whistleblower, who would probably go on your show, actually. We can ask him today. He was one of the escorts for several years. His name is Carlos, and I think he would.
Carlos.
Actually. And he was one of the escorts. They'll take him to McAllen Airport, which is just down the road from us here, or Harlingen Airport here in Texas, and they would fly them to like Jacksonville or Orlando Airport, as an example. And then they rent a car. Well, if their flights get delayed somewhere in between, they would get a hotel with no oversight whatsoever, staying in the same room. He was instructed they were to stay on the couch and the children would stay in the bed. Up to 5 children. It could be up to 10, but in those cases they would have 2 escorts. And at times they would actually lose children at times, like gone. And nobody knows what happened to them. Oh yeah, and then so they deliver them to homes, right?
Because you gotta think, bro. You got a 18, 19, 20, 21-year-old escort, that is escorting, obviously the children, and those same they can't even remember to do certain stuff because that's a young adult. So if we have so many people out here, then you already got to watch your kids when you yourself taking care of your kids. I'm talking about you taking care of your kids. You feed them, you have everything. You loving your kids. When you still walk out that door, all eyes. I'm here. You want to pay attention. We talking about people that's young. Those aren't their kids. They're doing a job. Of course, there's kids going to be missing. There's kids that's going to, run away. There's kids that's going to it's so many things that's around it that, I think about. And that is happening because, some people just don't care.
I deliver them to homes in affluent areas. I ask, and Ann and I ask, we must have interviewed him for 10 hours between the 2 days, right? And we said, do they deliver them to RV parks or to boat ramps or to trailer parks or what? And he said affluent homes. It was always affluent homes. Sometimes when they delivered, sometimes the sponsors or whatever they are, we don't know how that works, would pick them up at baggage claim at airports. Sometimes they would not show up at all. And the company warned the escorts never to bring the children back. It doesn't matter if the recipients of the children are drunk or high or angry. And many times Carlos would tell us that the children were fearful. They wanted to go back to their home countries and back to their parents, which begs the question, how did you get here? Of course, which we see in Darien Gap.
That is crazy.
Down in Mexico, we see children who clear. Ann and I saw on the border, 3 days ago, children, you're a mother, seeing children, the body language just didn't match with I should let you talk on that.
Yeah, no, when you see young men, young adult males, chaperoning children by having their hands on the backs of their shoulders and steering the child into the bus that Customs and Border Protection has waiting for them, as facilitated by another company, ISS Action, partnering with Catholic Charities, which, by the way, is all over this down here in McAllen. We visited that facility, and we saw Customs and Border Protection agents really bro-hugging, glad-handing, high-fiving each other as the, quote, merchandise, which is the illegals, mostly women and small children, are lined up against the wall waiting to go inside to the Catholic Charities facility, which, by the way, encompasses a whole city square block on downtown McAllen.
Bro, these parents don't care about nothing, bro. Look how this lady pick up this kid right here. Bro, listen. You have to be careful, bro. Like, people just don't care, bro. My daughter, she too. Her arm used to get thrown out of place. She'll like pull up on a bed or like her elbow would get thrown out of place. We had to take her to the hospital so many times. They taught us how to pop it back in place. Seeing this, it hurts my soul because it's like my daughter went through that. It hurts so bad, like your elbow pops out of place, and like they have to take your elbow and like make sure it's straight, or like I think it's I forgot how to do it because it's been so long, but I think it's like right here and you gotta like pop it like straight. Bro, look how she grabbed. Look at this.
Which, by the way, encompasses a whole city square block on downtown McAllen, and it's right across the bus station where they then move the people across the street, put them on buses, and as you know, Abbott is pushing these people all over the country.
I'm just a parent. I got 2 girls.
More concerning because we have multi-drug resistant tuberculosis coming in with this migrant flow, and that multi-drug resistant tuberculosis is zoonotic, and it jumps from people to animal and animal to people. So cows by the thousands, tens of thousands, are being slaughtered in Texas because migrant workers working on dairy farms or cattle farms are spreading tuberculosis to these cattle, which immediately have to be exterminated. You cannot have that. So Texas, right now, Clayton, is at risk of losing its TB-free status, which is going to impact our food supply and my beef supply.
Bro, I be having to get a TB test for my other job too. I just don't. A lot of people be asking me if I just do YouTube. I got another job too. I work with my grandmother. She has 2 adopted boys, and I can talk about this. I had 2 adopted boys. They've been adopted for really since they was little. Since they was little kids. She's obviously a foster mother, the real deal. But I'm a DSP for them. So one has severe autism and the other one is, a little autistic. So helping them with, daily things and stuff like that. And sometimes he's here. The older one, he's 24. And then the youngest is, I'm pretty sure, like 16, 17. 2 boys, but real nice boys. Obviously need guidance, and that's why you got a person like me. Myself patting on the back, but how back in the video.
Supplier that is the sponsor for my show is warning me, and beef prices are going to skyrocket 30% in October, and we see this because the dairy and the beef cattle industry is being decimated by TB all over the country with these migrants. So we have a 5th generation warfare that is being implemented thanks to the World Economic Forum's puppets like Joe Biden and Greg Abbott, which are allowing this to continue. And it just simply can be stopped if they shut the border, and they're not doing it.
Yeah, it's all part of the plan. This is all part of the WEF plan, right? To eliminate our dependency on meat or our eating of meat and move to this meatless future that they want. And they can do it under this hidden cloud of tuberculosis, I suppose. I want to get... You guys can both answer this question, or you can help me navigate this. And you've been investigating the Southwest Key programs for 3 years now. If I'm a wealthy person in Florida, a friend of Jeffrey Epstein or something, and I want one of these children, what is the mechanism by which I submit a request? Do I get it? What I'm getting at is there's got to be a paper trail here, right?
That's a good question. That is a really good question. I don't know how I didn't think about that. I feel like if I thought about that, I would feel sick and I wouldn't want to repeat that. But somebody had to ask it. Somebody do have to, you want to ask the question, but you don't want to come off wrong. So I appreciate him for doing that.
Someone submits a request. They say, I'd like a child, I'd like a woman shipped to me. It comes into this facility. Carlos or other carriers deliver this child to my front door. I mean, how does this happen?
So that's an excellent question. In fact, we're looking into that right now because the way the organization, the NGOs are set up, you have somewhere between 5 and 10 critical people at the very top that own the organization, whether it's SLS, MBM, Southwest Key Properties, or any of the other big 10 NGOs that are in the country that are hosting tens of thousands of children, or actually hundreds of thousands of children countrywide. But they subcontract every aspect of managing these migrants, whether it's food, they have a subcontract, medical support, educational support, housing support. They have different organizations underneath them. This gives them that arm's length, sort of safety between anything that can go wrong down in the field. So when it comes to the paper trail of how does a child get tracked from Southwest Key Properties into, say, somebody's house, is it an Epstein connection? That is what we're trying to figure out right now, which is why working with Carlos is critical. He has, believe it or not, and this is a saving grace, this is why this whistleblower is so explosive and why it's going to be so critical to unpacking all this and shutting it all down and forcing Congress to defund these NGOs and to put pressure on to close them countrywide. Every single Walmart and whatever they're being housed in needs to be shut down. He has the names of children from flight logs where he took them. He has the names of children where he's been told, go to this address in Florida and deliver the child in Florida or upstate New York, two areas that were sort of the hotbeds for where these children. And again, you look at Florida, New York, where did Epstein have a lot of connections? Florida, New York. Where did Nexium have a lot of connections? Florida, New York. So it's the same pattern. It's the same people. It's just a matter of now finding the next whistleblower that's connected to one of these sub NGOs that will show us that paper trail, because we aren't there yet. We have delivery to a receiving quote sponsor, but we don't have how that request came in. Rest assured, Clayton, we're going to get that because we're getting this close now. We understand how the operations are coming together. And Michael and I are meeting with members of Congress in the next couple of days to put that pressure on and to really engage media, new media, alternative media, and hopefully even the lamestream fake news will finally jump on this because the jig's up. And those people are going to have to start speaking about what's really going on. We're going to force their hand on all this, Clayton. So thanks for at least giving us the platform you built.
I ain't no cap. And about that life. She about that life. I'm starting to think that she about that life. She care about this so much. You can tell on her face. Her delivery. What? Come on. Just the way, somebody, they whole posture. We ready to go. We ready to get this situated. That's the type of people you need in your corner, though. Especially when there's, negativity going around, and, the wrongful things. You need somebody like that. Michael and God bless
the work that you guys are doing is second to none, and we need more human beings like you in this world.
Facts.
What you both are doing
is
astonishing. Michael, have you seen any of these children? I know you've been on the hunt. You've certainly shared with us videos over the past few months of tents and baby bottles and all of the accoutrements that are being used to shuttle these children across. These facilities are locked down and blocked. Have you witnessed children coming outside, or have you seen any of that?
Now, we see children crossing the border. We just saw that the other night or the other day.
We had the drone footage.
Yeah, I was going to mention, and some drone footage, which was by one of our sources that we were just out with. He just made 48 hours ago or so. And there appeared to be girls out at one of the facilities. One at the Walmart or former Walmart, whatever it is, who owns the property, we'll find out. But there's another facility, that's for boys, right? There's another facility for girls, and that one we have drone footage of, which I can send to you, and you can see children walking outside. And in fact, you can measure their height with the right technology, which exists. It's easy to do.
Michael, I got to ask you, how in the hell is this happening where this isn't illegal? I mean, someone could, a 911 call to say there are 5,000 kids in this facility.
That's another question I have to ask. I know y'all ain't got all the answers, but I'm just saying, how, say you go to the airport, dang, you really can't say nothing, though. That's the thing. It's like you can't say nothing because if you go to the airport, you see this happening, and you call the police. I don't even know how that would work, though. There's so many questions that you have, and so much messed up stuff that's going on that it's crazy. It's crazy. Bruh,
under what law are they allowed to be there and be protected?
We were talking about that last night.
What the hell?
Clayton, what judicial system, where do we adjudicate anything that we know is wrong? Look at all the evidence we have of election tampering and theft. And where are we getting help? They're now going to try and arrest Sidney Powell for what they claim to be election tampering. They're projecting their crimes on those that are exposing their crimes. So I don't even know where you go. We don't have a Department of Justice. We don't even have a court system where you can get a fair shake at this. It's going to be the people, tactical civics, frankly, Clayton, and the people standing up the law all over again, like our Constitution demands with our civic duty. We have to get back to the basics here. That's where we are.
Clayton, these children are literally held in custody. They are not allowed at that Walmart, for instance, or former Walmart. They're not allowed to go outside. Occasionally, Carlos says that a few very good boys can walk across the street to the McDonald's. I sent you the map. So you can see where this is at. This is in Brownsville, Texas. Everybody in Brownsville will know where that Walmart is. You can drive to it right now and go look. And you'll see when you try to get inside, they're going to come up in the golf carts. The guards they're very aggressive. They're going to be on their walkie-talkies and that sort of thing, sort of blocking you from any access. Yeah, it's amazing. This is right in front of everybody. And, what does it take? Just a SWAT team to go in there and arrest everybody involved. This is clear kidnapping, right? Yeah, and it's happening right downtown Brownsville.
But it ain't going to happen, though, if, you got federal, the government and stuff like that having this going on. I mean, what else could you do when you having it's crazy. Well, there's so many questions.
To your point, and you need a Justice Department that would actually take this seriously. Instead, of course, they're more interested in going after Donald Trump right now on January 6th. Thank you both.
You hear me? Talk to him, Clayton. What is they even talking about? There's so much stuff going on. Y'all trying to go after my guy Trump? I know a lot of y'all probably like, dang, like Recklezz. Recklezz done turned up today. I'm for real. Somebody got to get in there. Trump, where you at? It's time to get some stuff cracking. Because where we at right now, it ain't working. It's not
for
working.
What you're doing. I'll let you get back to it, and we'd love to be able to check back in with you as this investigation unfolds further, and we would love
facts. And we gonna end the video here. Big shout outs, God bless. I'm pretty sure his name is Michael and Ann. Y'all the realest. It takes a special soul to get out there and do what they doing. Clayton, much love to you, Clayton. Clayton on his ones and twos, doing what he needs to do. And speaking the truth for real. Definitely, if there's other videos y'all want me to check out, make sure y'all comment down below. Make sure y'all go hit me on Rumble, LifeWithRecklezz. Y'all already know what's going down. Email me, LifeWithRecklezz@yahoo.com. DM me on Instagram, LifeWithRecklezz. Let me know your thoughts down below. Definitely was an amazing video. Like I said, God bless all of you. The people that I've seen, Clayton, Michael, and Carlos, to the people out there doing what they doing. Definitely, God bless. And prayers to y'all. All seriousness. But you already know. Catch y'all next one.